Ladies and gentlemen, please begin to take your seats as we will begin shortly. Welcome to the 2021 Dakota Wesleyan University Legacy Banquet. Please welcome your Mistress of Ceremonies for this evening's festivities, DWU Campus Visit and Office Coordinator of Admissions, Renee Kerner.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us for the annual Legacy Banquet as we kick off Blue and White Days 2021. As you heard, I am Renee Kerner, and I'm very honored to be your MC here tonight as one of the newest employees of Dakota Wesleyan University, and boy, it's an exciting time to be on campus and to be a part of the Dakota Wesleyan family. Again, in case you didn't hear, my role here is in the admissions office. I'm the campus visit coordinator. And I think we can all agree that September on campus really is one of the most beautiful times of the year. This green space tucked into South Central Mitchell is usually a calm, quiet place to take a walk, sit by a fountain, or enjoy coffee from the Tiger Cafe. But its outward appearance is somewhat deceiving. This campus is a place of constant activity. There's so much to do and so much going on pretty much any day of the year. And here are just a few of the highlights from the university over the past year. We launched or increased enrollment in several programs. New programs include Learn and Earn, a new model that combines non-traditional classroom learning with a paid internship offered in Peer this year, with plans to expand to other communities. A new graduate certificate program, Athletic and Activities Administration, was added to the roster of MBA specialties. A partnership with United Theological Seminary will provide a path for master's students to earn 2 degrees, a Master of Divinity and MBA, and the LPN to BS program in Sioux Falls expanded its enrollment to 32 students based on demand. Teresa Creasy, Executive Vice President, was appointed Interim President while the national search for a new president is conducted. Prairie Business Magazine just named Dakota Wesleyan to its list of the 50 best places to work for 2021, and I would certainly vote for that. And we opened a new building just today. The new School for Business, Innovation, and Leadership will be a cornerstone of DWU's campus and will be the new home to one of our largest majors on campus. Students from all disciplines will have the chance to experience the collaborative space and advanced technology. Community groups will have access to the facility for conferences and meetings, and the entire Mitchell region will benefit from this wonderful facility. If you didn't have a chance to attend the dedication ceremony earlier today, you will have an opportunity to see the inside of the facility as part of campus tours tomorrow. I encourage you to do so. Those hours, or the hours of the tours, are 11 and 2 o'clock tomorrow. So I think you'll agree there is never a dull moment here. DWU continues to enjoy success as an educational and economic engine. Now, please help me welcome Campus Pastor Eric Van Meter to offer this evening's invocation.
Will you join me in prayer? Almighty God, giver of every good and perfect gift, teach us to render to you all that we have and all that we are, that we may praise you not with our lips only, but with our whole lives, turning the duties, sorrows, and joys of all our days into a living sacrifice to you, through our Savior Jesus Christ. Amen.
Good evening once again. Please continue to enjoy your dinner. It is fantastic. I know you'll all agree. But as we continue, tonight we are in for a live musical treat as the Dakota Wesleyan Highlanders, under the direction of Dr. Clinton Desmond, will sing for us. They will be performing two songs from their upcoming homecoming concert, Harriet Tubman by Walter Robinson and Jenny by Nick Myers. Please welcome the Dakota Wesleyan Highlanders. Oh, aren't they just fantastic, as always? Thank you again to the Highlanders and Dr. Desmond, and we invite you to hear more from the Highlanders at Blue and White Homecoming Concert, which will be on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock, beginning right here in the Sherman Center, and it will conclude in the event tent that is out front of the new School for Business, Innovation, and Leadership. So many individuals and groups are vital to the success of events like this and the entire university community. So let's invite some of you to stand so we can recognize you. First is our Board of Trustees, and we have several with us tonight. This tremendous group of leaders give of their time and talent to provide guidance and leadership to DWU. Will members of the Board of Trustees please stand? Events like this also require an entire team to bring all of the various moving parts together, and tonight is no exception. Join me in thanking our food service provider, Fresh Ideas, for this truly delicious dinner. Thank you to the physical plant, IT crew, and the marketing department for their work tonight and throughout this entire weekend as well. They've all been very busy. And a special thanks tonight to our servers, the Dakota Wesleyan softball team. Thank you to the team. Now, although I'm new to the university, I have truly felt so welcomed by the DWU community. And one thing I'm enjoying is that I get to hear, or I have the opportunity to hear stories about these truly remarkable students. And one of these students is Avery Pittman. She's a senior from Kadoka. Avery is the president of the Student Senate, president of the McGovern Engagement Group. She's active in Student Ministry Council, Lost and Found, and is also president of the Conservation Club. That's a pretty impressive list. Friends, would you please help me welcome Avery Pittman.
Good evening, everyone. I would just like to reiterate that I really do appreciate all the people that helped plan this event tonight. I think we can all agree after this last year and a half we have that is really amazing to be able to get together again and connect with old friends. In case you missed it, my name is Avery Pittman. I am currently a senior here at Dakota Wesleyan. I am over a month into my senior year and I still feel like it's so crazy every time I tell someone that. People always tell you how fast these 4 years go by, and it really has. But getting to my senior year of college has been a bit of a challenge. When I graduated from high school 4 years ago, I knew I wanted to go somewhere different and meet new people, and Dakota Wesleyan seemed like a great place to do that. I graduated from Kadoka High School, which is a tiny town west river. While I appreciate the small community where I grew up, there were not always a lot of opportunities for scholarships or financial assistance for college. Additionally, I come from a single-parent household. My mom worked 3 jobs throughout most of my life to support me and my 2 sisters, so when it came time to talk about college and how I was going to afford it, I understood that I was going to need some scholarships if I wanted to go to school. Halfway through my senior year of high school, an admissions counselor from Dakota Wesleyan came to my school. At this point, I knew that I wanted to attend the university, but did not know a lot about what kinds of scholarships or financial assistance they could offer me. I immediately began applying and attended one of the scholarship days that was hosted in the spring, and I was fortunate enough to be awarded the trustee's scholarship, which helped me pay for a large chunk of my tuition. Fast forward to my freshman year of college. When I arrived on campus my freshman year, I was extremely shy and introverted. And the fact that the amount of people on campus was more than the amount of people in the town I came from didn't help me very much. About 3 weeks in, I was sitting at a table by myself in the cafeteria eating lunch when a senior student came up to me and started talking to me. I'm sure you can imagine how nervous I was to have this mature senior approach me, a scared little freshman. He asked me questions about myself, where I was from, what my major was, what year I was in, and after we had been chatting for a while, he asked me if I would like to sit with him and his friends, and that is when Dakota Wesleyan started to become a home for me. As I went through my freshman year, this senior and his group of friends introduced me to other people on campus and other clubs, and I began to see what the culture of Dakota Wesleyan was like. People cared about each other here, and it was a very tight-knit community. I slowly became more involved on campus and started to feel like I had a place at DWU. When my freshman year came to a close, I decided I did not want to return home for the summer. Unfortunately, I decided to wait till 2 weeks left of my freshman year to make this decision. After what you can imagine was a lot of stress and panic about where I was going to live and how I was going to find a job, I decided to reach out to some people on campus to see if they could help me come up with a plan. I was able to talk to the director of residence life, and I was told that I would be able to live on campus over the summer for free, since I would be a resident assistant in Allen Hall the following year. My sister, who lives here in Mitchell, suggested that I apply at the Abbott House where she worked at the time. I ended up applying and began working there as soon as classes ended. Without the help and support of the faculty at Dakota Wesleyan, along with my sister, I'm not sure where I would have ended up that summer, and that summer really changed the direction of my life. After a summer of working at the Abbott House, I made the decision to change my major from nursing to psychology with a concentration in counseling. I became very passionate about working with youth and working in the mental health field. My desire and passion for helping others grew, and I tried to be involved in as much as possible, wanting to take advantage of all the amazing opportunities here at Dakota Wesleyan. I joined multiple clubs on campus, including Lost and Found, which advocates for mental health and suicide prevention awareness, Student Ministry Council, where I serve on the care team and try to find ways to care for the campus and community. Student Senate, where we try to engage students in making a difference on campus. McGovern Engagement Group, which meets weekly to discuss a variety of social and political issues. And I also helped start a conservation club, which has been working on getting recycling on campus. This year, I am serving as president of 3 of the 5 clubs I am in, and I'm on the executive team for the other 2. I am so very grateful to be able to be on a campus that encourages and enables students to be as involved as they want, and I really don't think that I could have found that at any other university. I would not trade the experience that Dakota Wesleyan has given me for anything. The person that I came in as is not the person that is here today. DWU has helped me find what I love and who I want to be as a person. The values of learning, leadership, faith, and service are now personal values to me that I plan on carrying with me the rest of my life. I have lived on this campus for the past 3.5 years, and it has become a home to me, and the friends I have made have become a second family. It is bittersweet to think that very soon I will be leaving it and starting the next chapter in my life. This spring, I will graduate with a bachelor's degree in psychology with a concentration in counseling and a minor in religious studies. I am currently planning on attending a mission trip to Uganda in May shortly after I graduate, which if you would ask me my freshman year if this is an opportunity I thought I would have, I really didn't, and I'm so excited. I'm also considering taking a full-time position at Abbott House when I return from that mission trip, in addition to pursuing a master's degree in counseling with plans to be a school counselor in the future. I am so thankful for everything Dakota Wesleyan has given me and how successful it has helped me to be. Being a first-generation college student, I had no idea what college would be like or what it would take to make it through. While I struggled a lot at times, especially during these past 2 years of trying to learn during a pandemic, there were always professors or faculty that were there to support me and help me whenever I needed, especially my academic advisors, Dr. Joel Allen and Dr. Ann Kelly. I am using the time I have left at Dakota Wesleyan to try and give as much as I can back, considering all that it has given me. As Student Senate President, I am currently working on many areas of campus improvement with other student leaders, along with Interim President Teresa Creasy, in hopes that I might be able to leave Dakota Wesleyan a little better than it was when I arrived as a freshman. To close, I would just like to say thank you. Thank you to the alumni who have contributed to making Dakota Wesleyan the place that it is. Thank you to the generous donors who graciously give money each year to help fund scholarships that help students like myself afford a quality education that Dakota Wesleyan provides. And also, thank you to the faculty and staff who do everything they can to make sure students are successful. Wherever I choose to go next in life, I will not forget all that Dakota Wesleyan has done for me. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
She's why we're here, isn't it? That's pretty cool. It's very inspiring, Avery. Thank you. Okay, now we get to the business of the evening. At this time, I'd like to invite Jory Hansen, the Director of Development and a 2007 Dakota Wesleyan graduate, to the stage. Hi, Jory.
Hi, Renee. Thank you. And good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, we have the privilege of recognizing a remarkable group of Dakota Wesleyan supporters. In 2016, we established the President's Circle, an exclusive group of donors who contribute at least $1,000 annually to a variety of Dakota Wesleyan funds, whether it's the Wesleyan Fund, Teammakers, the McGovern Center, departmental funds, endowed scholarships, athletic sponsorships. These President's Circle members provide the foundational support for sustaining the university and providing a platform for excellence. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that this group has continued to grow and now includes over 355 donors. In the past year, we've also grown the program to include an avenue for younger alumni to become President's Circle members, as membership for that group is available for those ages 35 and under who annually give $500 or more. A key reason for the success and the growth of the President's Circle has been due to the ongoing generosity of John and Luann Clark. Since we founded the President's Circle, and continuing again this year, The Clarks have offered a matching gift challenge to all new President's Circle members who make a gift of $1,000 or more to either the Wesleyan Fund or to Teammakers. As they continue to see the impact that this opportunity provides, John and Luann have graciously agreed to extend their matching gift and are including matching young President's Circle members as well this year. While they weren't able to join us tonight, please join me in showing the appreciation to John and Luann for their continued generosity. A couple of our new President's Circle members are in attendance tonight. Would you please stand and be recognized as your name is called? The Tessier Family Foundation, represented by Ryan and Ann Huber. And Marlene Warnke. Thank you to these individuals for making the commitment to Dakota Wesleyan and our students.
Now, I'm sure you'll agree that athletics have long been an important part of the Wesleyan experience for many students. It's great to know that DWU has so many supporters of our athletic programs and of the student athletes. To help us learn more, we welcome former student athlete and current athletic director, John Hart.
Well, thank you, Renee. I'm so glad to be here amongst a group of people who give generously to make sure that our students have the opportunity to get the education and the intercollegiate athletic experience that they deserve. Even in the midst of a year of competition that had its interruptions, our student athletes and coaches were able to achieve great things while representing the university. During the 2020-2021 academic year, we had 5 individuals who were named All-American. Addie Dwight, volleyball; Lydia Gerber, track and field; Caden Milmine, track and field; Spencer Negebauer, football; and Marcus Urban, wrestling. Congratulations to those individuals. In addition to success in competition, I'm proud of the fact that DWU was again named a Champions of Character 5-star institution and earned gold recognition, the highest honor given by the NAI based on conduct and competition, community service, and academics. And last year, I'm proud to say that our cumulative team GPA was a 3.42. On Saturday night, we'll be introducing a new class into the DWU University Athletic Hall of Fame. And this year's honorees include Dan and Diane Dolores, Raven Morgan Elwine, Matt Hine, Chad Johnson, Bubba Slaba, and Robert Stockton. On behalf of the entire athletics department, our coaches, staff, and student athletes, we thank you for your generosity. Your support allows us to continue to recruit quality student athletes and quality individuals that we can all be proud of. And whether you graduated from or attended DWU or choose to support us financially, you will always be a Tiger. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John, and thank you again to everyone who so generously supports DWU athletics. Now, we all know the financial challenges that many students face, but you may not know that at Dakota Wesleyan, most full-time students receive some type of financial aid, and that much of it is in the form of scholarships. Scholarships which have been established by alumni and friends like you. One popular method is the opportunity for individuals, families, or organizations to endow scholarships with gifts of $25,000 or more. These endowments live on to generate much-needed money for annual scholarships. This year, we are pleased to announce the establishment of 8 new scholarships and 1 endowed award. Join me in welcoming Interim President Teresa Creasy and Kitty Allen, Vice President of Institutional Achievement, to the stage to honor these families.
Will Paul and Ellen Carlson join Teresa Creasy at the stage? Paul and Ellen. the Paul and Ellen Opperman Carlson Endowed Scholarship. Paul and Ellen are both graduates of 1962. In establishing the endowed scholarship, they stated that it was given, quote, from a couple of people who owe much to Dakota Wesleyan and who would like to pay back a bit on that debt. This scholarship will be awarded to students studying history. I will invite Perry and Eileen Wilson to join Teresa at the front. Yes. The Eucharist Scholarship for First Generation has been established by Reverend Perry and Eileen Wilson of Custer, South Dakota. Eucharist in Greek means thankfulness or gratitude. It is also the source and the summit of being in Christ, reminding us that we are one body and deeply dependent on one another. It is the Wilsons' hope that those students of faith who receive this scholarship might find comfort and courage in its meaning. They also are hopeful that those students who know little of faith will be curious enough to seek out what it might mean for them and for those they serve. Thank you, Perry and Eileen. I would like to invite Jerry Miller to the front. The Jerry Miller Endowed Scholarship for Athletics will be awarded annually in honor of Jerry's passion for athletics as a former student athlete and longtime coach and educator. The scholarship will be awarded to deserving students involved in athletics, including managers and student athletic trainers, who display leadership both on and off the playing field. Would Nick and Janae Giano and Lori Sandoval, mother of Sean Sandoval, please join us in the front? Great. The Sean Sandoval Endowed Scholarship was established in honor of Sean Sandoval, a 2004 graduate of Dakota Wesleyan. Sean was a criminal justice major and business minor and a member of the DWU baseball team. Sean passed away unexpectedly in 2007. Former classmates came together to establish the scholarship in his memory, led by Nick and Janae, both classmates and friends of Sean. I'd like to invite Ryan and Ann Huber to join us at the front. The Tessier Family Foundation Endowed Scholarship was established to benefit students from rural areas. 2 scholarships will be awarded annually. The first award will give priority to a student studying business, nursing, or education. The second award will be given in honor of Greg Christie. Christie served Dakota Wesleyan from 1995 to 2007 as Vice President for Institutional Advancement. It was his friendship and servant leadership through which the Tessier family became connected to Dakota Wesleyan University. The scholarship will give preference to a student in business, nursing, education, or Christian leadership. Thank you, Ryan. There are other supporters who have provided much-needed scholarship, but do not have representatives in attendance tonight. At this time, we wish to acknowledge the significant contributions of these individuals. The Juanita Kingdon Memorial Scholarship for Entrepreneurial Spirit. The Laverne May Olson Endowed Scholarship. The Lawrence Stuck Endowed Scholarship. And the Clark Award for Staff Excellence. We are thankful for the commitment of all of these individuals and families in establishing these endowments.
During the past year, Dakota Wesleyan lost valued alumni and friends who remembered the university through their estates. These individuals will long be remembered for their love of Dakota Wesleyan and their foundational stewardship to the university. We are privileged to have family members and friends of these faithful heritage members with us tonight.
Will the family of Don Blumenberg please stand? Don Blumenberg was a 1957 graduate of Dakota Wesleyan and a member of the DWU Athletic Hall of Fame for his contributions as a basketball student athlete and as a supporter of DWU athletics in years since. He tended to the family farm where he grew up near Fulton, served in the U.S. Army, and was also a member of the South Dakota National Guard. His career was spent at Fulton State Bank, where he eventually became chairman. Don was a faithful supporter of Tiger Athletics. He served 12 years on the Dakota Wesleyan Board of Trustees, was instrumental in forming Teammakers, and was a former president of the organization. Don was honored with the Sacrificer Service Award for cumulative giving to the university, and the Bloomberg family are generous contributors to the DWU School of Business, Innovation, and Leadership, and are honored with the naming of the Blumenberg Applied Economics Lab. Thank you, Blumenberg family. Will the family of Gordy Fosness please stand? There they are. Good. Gordy Fosness was an outstanding student athlete and enjoyed an exceptional career at Dakota Wesleyan University. He graduated from DWU in 1957 and went on to coach at Wesleyan for 22 years, where his teams won 351 games, 11 conference titles, and advanced to 2 NAIA tournaments. Gordy's career was celebrated through his induction into the DWU Athletic Hall of Fame, South Dakota High School Basketball Hall of Fame, NAIA Hall of Fame, and South Dakota Hall of Fame. He was kind of famous, wasn't he? Yeah. He also served on the National Board of Directors for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. While Gordy enjoyed extensive success in his public life, he was known by those who knew him best as a man of Christ, who invested in his family, friends, and former players. Gordy was fearless, especially when it came to helping those he loved through a difficult time. It would not be unusual to receive a call, note, or a personal visit from Gordy if you were struggling. He was bold in his faith and relentless in his defense of those he loved. He had an ability to lift you up when you were down and remind you, through sage advice and scripture, that God loved you and he did too. Gordy's legacy lives on through his family, friends, and the players he coached and mentored. While members of their families were not able to join us tonight, we wish to acknowledge the following valued friends who remembered the university through their estates. Ruth Salazar Bustamante, Alice Graby, Marion Oviat, Barbara Skrovig, Susan Vaughn, Lou Weiland. The generosity of these dear alumni and friends whose memories we honor this evening will truly benefit Dakota Wesleyan University for generations to come. Thanks be to God for these people, for their lives, and their stewardship.
Each year, Dakota Wesleyan recognizes and honors individuals and businesses who have supported the university over time and have reached cumulative giving levels. I invite Jory Hansen back to the stage to recognize those who have attained the Scotchman giving level.
We have several individuals and businesses that have reached the Scotchman giving level, which is the cumulative giving of $10,000. Some of them are in attendance, and I would invite you to stand as I call your name and let us recognize you. Dave and Ruth Ann Dill. Nick and Janae Giano. Doug and Joy Kuzel. Joe and Vicky Roy. Friedel and Jason Thomas. Thank you to this group who have reached the Scotchman giving level this year. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, many of you in attendance are past Scotchman recipients. Okay, now we have some individual instructions here. You guys didn't know there were going to be instructions, but we have instructions as we move forward through the cumulative giving recognition. If you've progressed to a past or to another lifetime giving level, we'll be asking you to stand later in tonight's program. Now, if you're a past Scotchman recipient, I invite you now to stand and be recognized.
The Tumbleweed Award honors members who have reached the $25,000 giving level this past fiscal year. This award is a beveled-edged bowl whose sides represent the movement of the tumbleweed across the prairie on which Dakota Wesleyan University was founded.
When I call your name, please come forward and join Teresa Creasy at the front of the stage. Joel and Kitty Allen. Joel and Kitty are both valued Dakota Wesleyan employees and have been at the university since 2011. Joel is the chair of the Department of Religion and Philosophy and also serves as director of the McGovern Center. Kitty is vice president of institutional advancement and through her leadership provides much of the experiences that happen through this Blue and White Days. We are grateful for the ways in which they continue to serve Dakota Wesleyan. Paul and Ellen Carlson. Both Paul and Ellen are 1962 graduates of Dakota Wesleyan. We acknowledge their giving for the scholarship previously. Dr. Paul Carlson is a retired history professor and a noted Western historian. Paul was honored as Distinguished Alumnus from the College of Arts and Humanities in 2019. Ellen, who grew up in Gregory, spent her career in various administrative roles. Paul and Ellen's generosity has included the establishment of the endowed scholarship, which we celebrated earlier. Thank you, Paul and Ellen. Pat and Lori Essig. Pat is a former president of Wells Fargo Bank here in Mitchell. Lori served at Dakota Wesleyan University from 1999 until her retirement in 2017 and served as vice president for marketing and communications. Lori also recently served as workforce coordinator for the Mitchell Chamber of Commerce. In retirement, they continue to be active in the community. Pat also has appreciated a second career as the chauffeur of various Dakota Wesleyan athletic teams. Pat and Lori have 2 daughters, Maddie and Olivia, and 3 grandchildren. Congratulations and thank you, Pat and Lori. Dice Financial. What started out as Dice Insurance Agency in 1931 has now become a leader in insurance, investments, retirement planning, estate planning, and employer benefits for Mitchell and surrounding communities. Owned by 4 licensed advisors, Tom Dice, Jerry Gary, Jacqueline Johnson, and Mike LeBrun. Tom and Jacqueline are with us this evening. They represent different generations that ensure their clients have the service they need. The owners of Dice Financial are also donors to the School of Business, Innovation, and Leadership, which we celebrated this morning. Thank you. Richard and Dolores Gould. Dick and Dolores graduated from Dakota Wesleyan in 1965. Dick went on for a seminary degree, and after 34 years of faithful pastoral ministries in the United Methodist Churches, Dick retired in 2003. Dolores spent her career teaching and was active as a pastoral spouse in her various churches. In retirement, Dick has taught as an adjunct at Dakota Wesleyan, and Dolores substitute taught in the Mitchell Public School System. Dick and Dolores come from a long line of distinguished Dakota Wesleyan graduates. Let's give them a round of applause. Next is Paul and Ellen Miskimmons. Paul retired after a long career as the founder and original owner of Dental Care Center here in Mitchell. He now serves as a member of the South Dakota House of Representatives for District 20 and is also a member of the Dakota Wesleyan Board of Trustees. Paul and Ellen continue to support Dakota Wesleyan because, in their words, their belief that education can change the futures for students, their families, and the region. Thank you. Mark Pitts and Katie Murphy. Coming in as the third generation to run Pitts Design and Build, Mark has over 17 years of experience in business management and 14 years in the construction industry. As president and CEO, he oversees client and employee satisfaction and company sustainability. Mark's role as a project executive has put him in position to oversee some of the firm's largest projects, where he's also been instrumental in the designing and building processes. Dakota Wesleyan has benefited from Mark's expertise in that area. Mark and Katie have also have a special interest in advancing the performing arts through theater. Thank you, Mark and Katie. Thank you to this outstanding group of honorees for your commitment to Dakota Wesleyan. Let's give them another round of applause. There were several other individuals that we honor tonight whose names you may have seen on the slides. Although they could not be with us tonight, they are with us in spirit, and we are sincerely grateful for their support. As we conclude the honoring of the Tumbleweed Award recipients, I wish to recognize all here who have previously received the award. Please stand if you are a past Tumbleweed Award winner.
Now the President's Award. It honors members who have reached the $50,000 giving level this past fiscal year. Sorry, Jory.
No, you're good.
I messed him up. The bronze medallion is a replica of one of the President of Dakota Wesleyan University wears at all university events requiring academic regalia.
When I call your name, please come forward. Will Bill Siebert come forward on behalf of Dakota Pump? In 1971, a local businessman, Lou Siebert, was announced as the general manager of Dakota Pump and acquired the business in 1972. Currently, Dakota Pump is owned and operated by Lou's three sons, Bill, Bob, and Jim. The Sieberts are actively involved in service to the Mitchell community and have held leadership positions with the Mitchell Area Chamber of Commerce, Avera Queen of Peace Hospital, the Davison County Search and Rescue, Holy Spirit Catholic Church, just to name a few. They faithfully support Dakota Wesleyan and Tiger Athletics and continue to impact the athletic department in a number of ways, including leading the best football sideline chain gang in the GPAC. Is that correct? Thank you, Bill and Dakota Pump. Will Mike and Linda Farney please come forward? Mike officially retired in 2019 after 40 years of service to Dakota Wesleyan. Now Professor Emeritus, Mike still plays an active role on our campus. Many alumni have a favorite Dr. Farney story. A Mitchell Republic profile of Dr. Farney portrayed him in this way. It's, quote, Farney is the resident physicist at Dakota Wesleyan. He typically dresses in his characteristic white turtleneck. There we go. Layered with t-shirts sporting the faces of various scientists, and occasionally in full costumes. He's also known for his lively demonstrations in class. Dr. Farney said, "I can't teach unless I'm demonstrating something, preferably with a yardstick in my hand." Is that right? In retirement, Mike continues to pursue his passion of astronomy. This past July, Dr. Farney was able to use his gift of the Florence Glennie Farney Dakota Discovery Dome inflatable planetarium in a Summer Stars presentation delivered to Mitchell children through the Mitchell Public Library. Linda was also active throughout the community in various roles, having served as president of the American Association of University Women, advocating for scholarship opportunities and education of women. She was also a longtime director of the regional spelling bee held at Dakota Wesleyan University. Thank you, Mike and Linda. Will Rita Johnson and Jim Mumford please join us at the stage? Rita graduated from Dakota Wesleyan in 1970 and is celebrating her 50-year class reunion, delayed by a year, with many of her classmates. Rita served on the Dakota Wesleyan Board of Trustees since 2011. She's currently vice chair of the board. Rita and her husband Jim reside in Rita's hometown of Webster. Rita spent much of her career managing business information systems for the real estate industry and providing consulting services to trade associations, real estate brokerage firms, and multiple listing services. Jim's a native of California, where he earned his degree from San Diego State University. He spent his career working in software development for various companies and eventually started his own company in the Philadelphia area. Thank you, Rita and Jim. Will Ken and Diane Cadle please come forward? Both Ken and Diane are 1962 Dakota Wesleyan graduates. Ken served as managing partner of Timberline Corporation for many years until his retirement in 2012. Ken serves on the Dakota Wesleyan Board of Trustees. Both Ken and Diane are incredibly musically gifted. Ken served as musical director and Diane as organist for Rapid City First United Methodist Church. Diane has also been the accompanist for the South Dakota All-State Choir during performances in Rapid City, and both Diane and Ken have been active participants with the Black Hills Symphony. Thank you, Ken and Diane. Rick, will you please join Teresa and Kitty? Teresa Creasy joined Dakota Wesleyan in 2008 and has served a variety of roles, including Vice President for Business Finance, Advancement, and the Executive Vice President since 2013. This summer, the Dakota Wesleyan Board of Trustees has appointed Teresa as interim president. During her tenure, Creasy has project managed the construction of 5 new facilities, a health science building, sport wellness complex, performing arts theater, student dormitory, and the Dakota Wesleyan School of Business, Innovation, and Leadership, as well as several other major renovation projects and facility upgrades. Throughout her career, Creasy's overseen several administrative areas to include business operations, institutional advancement, IT, enrollment, admissions, new program development, human resources, athletics, and other operations. You seem busy, Teresa. Rick is a program director and instructor in the Ag program at Mitchell Technical College. He's been instrumental in helping develop a unique educational partnership with Dakota Wesleyan, which allows students to take classes in both institutions in order to obtain a business management degree with an emphasis in ag business. Thank you, Rick and Teresa. Will Lou and Carol Siebert please join Teresa? They're not here. Okay. We still want to acknowledge Lou and Carol's presence and their commitment to Dakota Wesleyan. And we discussed Dakota Pump earlier, and they were a major part of that. Lou and Carol have been a staple of Dakota Wesleyan athletics, and the couple has generously given to the school for years and can be spotted at the same seats at every Dakota Wesleyan Tiger home game. Will Ryan, let's give him a round of applause. Will Ryan and Ann Huber, representing the Tessier Family Foundation, please come forward. The Tessier Family Foundation, with its local roots and leadership, has established itself as a wonderful resource for the Mitchell community. The foundation's provided much needed support to Dakota Wesleyan, including the recently established Tessier Family Foundation Endowed Scholarship, which will be used for scholarships for students from rural areas who exhibit financial need. Thank you to Ryan and Ann and the Tessier Family Foundation. As we conclude the honoring of the President Award recipients, we want to acknowledge the others that could not be with us tonight. We are, as always, so appreciative of their support, and let's please give them a round of applause. I also wish to acknowledge all who here have received this award in the past. Please stand if you are a past President's Award recipient.
Thank you. Now, the Sacrifice or Service Award. This is presented to donors who have contributed gifts totaling $100,000 or more to Dakota Wesleyan University. The lucite structure is inset with a hand drawing of one pillar from the campus gateway depicting the university motto, Sacrifice or Service.
Thank you, Renee. Ryan, you get to come up again. I hope you ate dessert. Ryan Huber is representing Bank West. Bank West, founded as Peer National Bank in 1889, has steadily added to its footprint in South Dakota. 5 generations of the Burke family have led Bank West, including Charles H. Burke III, who became president and CEO of the company in 1992. He assumed the role of chairman of the board in 2009. Bank West regional president is Ryan Huber, a 1997 graduate of Dakota Wesleyan. Bank West is an active and committed community partner of Dakota Wesleyan and Tiger Athletics. They also partner with the DWU Kelly Center for Entrepreneurship to offer office space to student entrepreneurs. Thank you, Ryan and Bank West. I'd like to invite Elton and Jody Byrie to come forward. Elton received his Bachelor of Art degree from Dakota Wesleyan in 1960, and Jody attended Wesleyan in the 1960s and finished her degree at the University of Sioux Falls. Elton was recognized for his athletic achievements in 1978 by being elected to the Athletic Hall of Fame. In 1989, Dakota Wesleyan bestowed the Outstanding Service to Alma Mater Award to Elton and Jody. Elton and Jody maintain a lifestyle of tireless involvement in business, community, church, family, and Wesleyan activities. Elton served as a member of the Dakota Wesleyan Board of Trustees and as the chairman of the Finance Committee for 6 years. They have previously established the Elton and Jolene Byrie Endowed Scholarship because of what athletics at Dakota Wesleyan has meant to the Byrie family. Elton played basketball, as did his son John. This scholarship is awarded annually to a deserving male or female basketball player. Thank you, Elton and Jody. I'd like to invite Bob Jeldon to join us at the front. Bob Jeldon, a 1971 graduate, is a successful entrepreneur, having founded both UV Color and Card Cells, 2 highly successful companies specializing in open-loop, secure gift card packaging. Reflecting on his Wesleyan experience, Bob fondly recalls his most admired authority at Dakota Wesleyan as Gordy Fosness. Although he never was a college athlete, he always admired Coach Fosness's leadership skills and loved watching him coach the game of basketball. Bob and his wife Lori continue to support Dakota Wesleyan and our students through a variety of ways, including a gift to the School of Business, Innovation, and Leadership. In addition, he serves on the Dakota Wesleyan Board of Trustees and was honored as a distinguished alumnus in 2016. Thank you, Bob. Jerry Miller, if you would join us at the stage. A native of White Lake, Jerry Miller is a 1963 graduate of Dakota Wesleyan University. While a student at DWU, he played football, basketball, and participated in track. Jerry started his coaching career in 1963 at Chamberlain High School, where he coached football and also started the wrestling program for the Cubs. For the next 50 years, Jerry has taught and coached high school athletics, impacting the lives of literally thousands of young men and women. His list of achievements on both state and national level is indeed extensive. He was inducted into the Dakota Wesleyan University Athletic Hall of Fame in 1999, and DWU also named him Outstanding Educator in 2008. He currently resides in Sioux Falls and serves on the Dakota Wesleyan University Board of Trustees. And here's a fun fact. Jerry has an unparalleled knowledge of South Dakota high school sports. In fact, you will likely not be able to stump him, as he literally knows every school mascot in the state. Right, Jerry? Yeah. And he has a book to prove it. Yes. Thank you, Jerry. Don and Barb Young, if you will join us at the stage. Don and Barb are faithful supporters of Dakota Wesleyan and Tiger Athletics. They both regularly attend games to cheer on Tiger student athletes, and they were inducted into the Dakota Wesleyan Athletic Hall of Fame in 2019 for their faithful support of athletics. The Young family created the Donald and Barbara Young Family Scholarship to help student athletes of Dakota Wesleyan. This scholarship is handed out annually to a student who exemplifies extraordinary leadership, both on and off the playing field or court. They also have established an endowed scholarship benefiting students majoring in business that also have demonstrated leadership abilities on campus. Thank you, Don and Barb. We are so appreciative of the investment these individuals make in Dakota Wesleyan and our students. We also have recipients who have received this award who could not be in attendance tonight. So please join me in acknowledging their generosity. Claims Associates, Jeff and Gwen Jarris, John and Joan Hartung, Jim Loomer, Jerry and Pam Thompson. As we conclude the honoring of our Sacrifice or Service Award recipients, I wish to recognize any here who have received this award. Please stand and let us recognize you if you have received the Sacrifice or Service Award in the past. Surely there's some in here, yeah. One. As we conclude the honoring of our Sacrifice or Service Award recipients, I wish to recognize, sorry, there's a repeat of the things in there. So we already did it, so we'll move on.
Thanks, Kitty. The Cross and Flame Award. This is presented to those whose cumulative giving has reached the level of $250,000. The award is represented by a canvas of the Cross and Flame, the symbol of the United Methodist Church, and a replica of the beautiful stained glass piece designed by the late Minietta Green Millard, class of 1963. The original stained glass once graced the chapel in the former Methodist Hospital and is now displayed in the Arlene Gates Department of Nursing in the Glenda K. Corrigan Health Sciences Center. The Cross and Flame Award pays tribute to the tradition and partnership between the church and Dakota Wesleyan University. Kitty, I've got you queued up again.
Teresa's going to give me a hard time now. All right, I'm going to invite Dave and Danelle Backlund to please come forward. Danelle and Dave are having a busy week. Both are members of the class of 1970 and have been instrumental in arranging a full slate of reunion activities for their classmates. This 50-year milestone was delayed a year thanks to the pandemic, but it certainly has not dampened their enthusiasm. Those of you participating in the reunion are sure to have a wonderful time. The Backlunds are steady and generous contributors to Dakota Wesleyan, including a leadership gift to support the School of Business Innovation and Leadership, naming the Backlund Women in Leadership Lecture Hall. They are also contributors to the DWU Avera Sports and Wellness Complex, Tea Makers, DWU Athletics, and the Wesleyan Scholarship Fund. We will be hearing more about Dave and Danelle later in the program. Thank you, Dave and Danelle. Mark and Chris Bowie. Mark and Chris here? They're not here. Okay. And Vic Sharp. Is he Vic Sharp here? No. So Mark and Chris Bowie were not able to be here tonight, and so we're going to thank them. And we are not able to thank Mark and Chris in person tonight, but we do want to highlight their longtime support of Dakota Wesleyan. Their faithful contributions have elevated them to the Cross and Flame Award level. Mark and Chris realize the importance of Dakota Wesleyan's family-like atmosphere, and they choose to support Dakota Wesleyan to assure the future students will benefit. Thank you to Mark and Chris Bowie. And Vic Sharp was not able to be with us tonight. Vic has established an endowed scholarship and continues to support DWU in memory of his late wife, Kathleen Dugan Sharp, a 1966 graduate of Dakota Wesleyan. He also continues to support the Ruth Rosenkrantz McKee Scholarship in memory of Kathy's college roommate. And finally, I wish to recognize all here who have received the award from the past, the Sacrifice or the Cross and Flame Award recipients.
The Heritage Award. This is presented to those whose cumulative giving has reached the level of $500,000. The Heritage Award is a handcrafted pottery representing the pride of our prairie heritage. The blue reflects the imagination and inspiration of our early settlers who had the ambition and foresight to establish a center for learning in Dakota Territory.
Will Boyd and Dodie Hopkins and Core Trust Bank Mitchell Branch President Terry Torgerson please join Teresa in the front of the stage. Core Trust Bank was created in 1930 as Livestock State Bank in Artesian. The bank is a fourth-generation family-owned bank with 37 locations in 31 cities throughout South Dakota and Minnesota. Boyd Hopkins joined the bank in 1972. He became president in 1981 and now serves as the chair of the board. His son Jack serves as president and CEO. The Mitchell Core Trust Bank branch president is Terry Torgerson. Boyd and Dodie are longtime supporters of Dakota Wesleyan University. Boyd graduated from Wesleyan in 1967. He has hired many Dakota Wesleyan students and graduates throughout the years and believes that DWU is a great asset to the Mitchell community. Dodie is now retired from Hopkins Financial Services. As longtime residents of Mitchell, they were involved in many community boards, associations, and committees. Boyd was active in the Mitchell Area Industrial Development Corporation, Mitchell Chamber of Commerce, Abbott House Foundation, and several bankers associations, and was a past member of the DWU Board of Trustees. Boyd and Dodie have been faithful supporters of Dakota Wesleyan through the years. In 2007, they established an annual scholarship through the Boyd and Dodie Family Foundation. Core Trust Bank has supported science labs in the Corrigan Health Sciences Center, and most recently a gift to the DWU School of Business, Innovation, and Leadership. We are so grateful for your continued support, and we appreciate all that has been made possible at Dakota Wesleyan with the help of your generosity. Thank you, Boyd and Dodie. I'd like to invite Brad and Teresa Pratt to come to the front. Brad and Teresa are both graduates of Dakota Wesleyan, Brad in 1979 and Teresa in 1978. Brad earned a Bachelor of Music Education degree, and Teresa is a graduate of the former Radiologic Technology program. Brad and Teresa's lengthy service resume to their alma mater includes participation in the Innovation Summit in 2017 and the 125th Learn Strong Leaders Alumni Gathering in 2009. Our students and young alumni may know Brad and Teresa as welcoming hosts for choir tours. Brad is a former member of the DWU Board of Trustees, including serving as chairman of the board. He was also honored as a distinguished alumnus from the College of Arts and Humanities in 2018. Beyond service to Dakota Wesleyan boards, Brad and Teresa have supported DWU for over 30 years. This includes leadership contributions to the Wesleyan Scholarship Fund, the DWU Avera Sports and Wellness Complex, Tea Makers, the Pratt Family Scholarship, and other areas of passion on campus. Earlier today, some of you were able to tour the new School of Business, Innovation, and Leadership and the Pratt Alumni Boardroom, supported with a gift from Brad and Teresa. This facility will allow DWU to host a variety of conferences, meetings, and events in a bright and sizable setting with the best that technology has to offer, and will ensure that businesses and organizations in the region will have a place to meet that will also foster stronger partnerships for Dakota Wesleyan. Brad and Teresa's family includes their daughter Darcy, their son Brian, his wife Carrie, and their grandchildren Layla and Celia. Brad and Brian co-own Pratt Wealth Management, located in North Mankato, Minnesota. Thank you, Brad and Teresa.
Teresa, it's your turn on the microphone now. So this wraps up my portion. I get to go sit down and eat my dessert. So before I go, I just wanted to say thank you for having me. This is the first time I got to be Renee Kerner in public anywhere. So thank you. This was really fun. Thank you for having me.
We have previously celebrated individuals reaching giving milestones, but I think it's important that we acknowledge their contributions and overall impact at the university. Please stand as I say your name and let us recognize you. The John Wesley Award for Lifetime Giving of $1 million, Roger and Vicki Music. Roger and Vicki are principal contributors to the new School of Business, Innovation, and Leadership, and were honored this morning with the naming of the Music Family Department of Business. Thank you. Now we have the Leadership Award for Lifetime Giving of $2.5 million, Ron and Sheila Gates. Ron and Sheila are principal contributors to the School of Business, Innovation, and Leadership, and were honored this morning with the naming of the Ron and Sheila Gates College of Business, Education, and Social Science. Thank you so very much. The Cornerstone Award for Lifetime Giving of $10 million. Tonight we honor Paul Kristen. Paul was unable to be with us. 2 years ago, we celebrated Paul's significant gift of $10 million to DWU. You will recognize the Kristen name as he and his late wife, Buffy, have generously supported building projects, academic programs, student scholarships, and Tiger athletics for over 60 years. We thank them for their generosity. The Visionary Award is for a lifetime giving of $7.5 million and will be bestowed upon Glenda and Fritz Corrigan, who were not able to be with us this evening, whose significant support of the university has laid the groundwork for enrollment growth and philanthropic momentum. We are saddened that the Corrigans could not be with us tonight to receive the award in person, but we are already making plans to honor them at next year's Legacy Banquet. Their generosity elevates them into a unique giving category at Dakota Wesleyan. We could not be more proud to call Fritz and Glenda donors, supporters, and most importantly, lifelong friends. Please join me in acknowledging their extraordinary generosity. Thanks, everyone who has given to Dakota Wesleyan and who supports us in a myriad of ways. I am fortunate to be able to represent this institution in many ways. I think they read a few of them earlier. But one of the greatest things is being with all of you tonight. Another way is the opportunity to travel and to meet Dakota Wesleyan University alumni in literally every corner of the country. I love hearing their stories of how they came to the university, where their lives have taken them, and most importantly, what they did and what they took from the university and how they're using their skills and values as they learned, as they learned here. I know we have many alumni in the audience this evening. If you are a DWU alum or attended DWU, please stand and be recognized. Everybody got to stretch. Isn't that good? Every year we are honored to be able to honor distinguished alumni representing each of the 3 colleges here at DWU. The individuals that we are honoring tonight are remarkable. They have reached levels of achievement that make me so proud to call them alum. From the College of Arts and Humanities, tonight we recognize Perry and Eileen DeVries Wilson. Will Perry and Eileen Wilson please join me on the stage? The Reverend Perry and Eileen Wilson have faithfully dedicated their lives to sacrifice and ministry in the United Methodist Church. Perry and Eileen met at Dakota Wesleyan and were married in August 1967. After DWU, Perry went to attend Garrett Theological Seminary in Evanston, Illinois, where he graduated with a Master of Divinity in 1970. Perry is a retired clergy of the Dakotas Conference, where he served for 36 years. He is a former district superintendent of the Dakotas Conference and a past member of the DWU Board of Trustees. Eileen has given much of her life to numerous volunteer efforts in the local church and community. Those efforts include church choirs, handbell, camping ministry, and teaching. Eileen, in partnership with Perry, directed a backpacking camp that continues today at Storm Mountain Center in Rapid City. Eileen's family has the rare distinction of 4 generations of Wesleyan graduates dating back to the early 1900s. Continuing with Perry and Eileen's children. In retirement, Perry and Eileen continue to serve in a variety of ministerial roles while spending time with their children and grandchildren. They also remain faithful and generous donors to DWU, having endowed 3 scholarships since 2015, are members of the Heritage Roll of Honor for Estate Giving, and the President's Circle for Leadership Annual Giving. I welcome you to speak and congratulate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Creasy, and all who are gathered here. When we were called, or we received the phone call to announce to us that we were to receive this award, the first thought that came to mind was flabbergasted. And I thought, my second thought was, where did that word come from? Sounded like something out of Ma and Pa Kettle. But then I thought, you know, we are all within a generation or 2 or 3 from being people of the soil, aren't we? And if we could do something to help Dakota Wesleyan, so be it. When I came here as a student, I had a difficult time at first. I had been nudged toward the ministry for years, and I kept putting it off. And in my year of engineering preparation to be an electrical engineer like my older brother, just left me challenged, but not feeling like I was headed in the right direction. And so I said yes to it, transferred to Dakota Wesleyan, finished my degree here, and had my usual struggles of, or what were understandable struggles in transferring from engineering to liberal arts. I can remember, but I would say that our lives are made up of thousands of little moments that make a difference. And it's those moments that transform us, and we look back at them as if through a rear view mirror and realize what they meant to us. I was walking through the hall up in upper part of Smith Hall, and I saw on the door, outer door of Dr. Witherspoon, a cartoon. And it was of 2 college students walking across the campus. One was turning to the other, and he was saying, "My philosophy is for the birds." And I thought, here's a professor making fun of himself and of his PhD work and putting it up there for the whole world to see. And I thought, I'm going to like this place. The second memory that came to me as I was preparing for this night was to remember being in the theater with Mary Wing. She was directing a play in which I was to play the Lord, and I had my costume on at dress rehearsal, And all of a sudden, she stopped the rehearsal, and which was a dress rehearsal. That's significant. And she said, "Perry," she said, "don't let your costume wear you. You wear your costume, and you portray through it who you are. Let it reflect who you are." And as I shifted into character, I thought, you know, that's not a bad lesson for life as well. First, be who you are, and then let your clothes and all those other things about you reflect that. The third memory had to do with Miss Weston, and I was so grateful to know her and to know the value of being trusted in your work. I spent many an hour working in the back of the kitchen, washing those big, deep pans like Howard was describing earlier. And then afterwards, I would buff the floors. And then I met a co-ed that would be cleaning up the counters, and she would be coming through after a little bit, and I'd kid her a little bit, and she'd kid me even more than I kidded her. And it was about 57 and a half years ago, I finally had the courage to ask her out. And I took her to, I think, the Roxy for a movie, and then to the Truck Haven afterwards that was on the east edge of town. And I wanted to buy her something to eat. And most dates, I didn't date much at all, but most dates would order a hamburger, French fries, and a Coke. And my date that night ordered a tossed salad and buttermilk. And I thought, this is a very unique girl.
That's why you found me.
That's why.
All the others were smart enough to run.
She told me that she'd be interjecting things to say.
I'm not a talker. But when he gives me the chance, I do.
Anyway, I gained a great wife, and a wife with spunk. I love spunk. And I didn't know if we thought we'd share a little bit of time in case you wanted to share more or to tell about.
No, I think they probably heard enough from me.
Well, okay. Let me close with this then. I saw something this last week that tickled me. Paul Hogan, played Crocodile Dundee, and in 1986 he introduced the Academy Awards, and he said, as you are given your honor, as he addressed the honorees, he said, as you're given your honor, remember the 3 G's: be gracious, be grateful, and get off. If you can imagine. With that, I think maybe we better go.
We're still safe.
All right. Oh, Eileen.
From the Donna Starr Kristen College of Healthcare, Fitness, and Science, our honoree is Jim McQuiston. Will Jim McQuiston please come forward? James Jim McQuiston is retired from a distinguished career with the Central Texas Veterans Administration healthcare system. After graduating from Dakota Wesleyan University, Jim received a Bachelor of Visual Science and a Doctor of Optometry at the Illinois College of Optometry in Chicago in 1973. Jim established his own private practice in Highland, Illinois for 10 years before joining the Central Texas Veterans Administration healthcare system. During Dr. McQuiston's 27-year tenure, the clinic experienced significant growth while training ophthalmologists and optometrists from Texas A&M School of Medicine and the University of Houston School of Optometry. Jim has participated in several eye mission projects from rural Honduras to a remote village in central China, where hundreds of patients were seen for cataract surgery and eyeglasses. He also spent 2 weeks at a remote village in northwest Costa Rica on a turtle rescue mission project in support of the Wildlife Department. Did you work with their eyes? While at DWU, he was a member of the Highlanders, performing for schools, service clubs, and churches. Jim and the Highlanders came back a handful of times to perform during Blue and White Days. The last performance as a quartet was when the Highlanders opened for the Village People at the Corn Palace in 2010 in celebration of DWU's 125-year anniversary. Jim and his late wife of 33 years, Bonnie, adopted 2 children, Tracy and Michael, and are blessed with 7 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren. He later married Patricia, who has 3 children and 8 grandchildren. Jim has continued to be an influential supporter and contributor to DWU. He is a member of the Heritage Roll of Honor for Estate Giving and the President's Circle for Leadership for Annual Giving. Please join me in recognizing Jim McQuiston.
How did I become interested in eyes? And it was because of, as you know, in the world, perhaps you don't know, the number 1 cause of blindness in the world is cataracts, and the second number 2 cause of blindness in the world is glaucoma. And all of you can know that that can be taken care of easily in the United States. But in third world countries, what struck me as a child, I was seeing the amount of blindness that I was viewing as a child. And so that steered me, and my parents helping with my mother would do things with hygiene and helping with prenatal. My dad would help with the churches and schools. And I saw that service was really a way to go, and I wanted to do something like that in memory of my father and my mother. And so I got interested in optometry, and I had a private practice for a while, as you know, and then I went into the Veterans Administration, where we were able to expand the program from 1 optometrist and ophthalmologist to 7 optometrists and 7 ophthalmologists and retinal specialists in Austin, Waco, and Temple. So we took care of all veterans in the Central Texas area. And the veterans are a wonderful group of people, and they've served our country, and they have come to the United States and to our hospital with tropical diseases and things that are not seen in this country. And so therefore, it was a great training ground for our optometrists and our ophthalmologists to treat those kinds of diseases. And so we were able to reach out and touch many people's lives. And many, many war stories, too, which I don't have time to talk about all those war stories, but I will tell you one in ending. My social worker gave me a call one day and said, I have a blind patient here who would like to have a white cane. Would you look at him and make sure that everything is the way it should be? So I said, sure, we'll squeeze him in. Well, when the gentleman came, his right eye was no light perception, and left eye had just count fingers vision. And as we talked, the right eye was not fixable. He had end-stage glaucoma. And the left eye, as I looked into it, noted that there was something unusual about the hemorrhage in the eye. It appeared to be a hemorrhage in the eye, and so I thought, well, let's make sure, get more case history and see what his history is. It turns out he had had cataract surgery several years before and had developed some fibrosis. So to be sure that there wasn't anything wrong, I decided to schedule him with a laser capsulotomy, which is a laser ability to open up a pinhole aperture in a wall of sclerosis. And sure enough, when we were able to get in there and open up with a few puffs of the laser, his vision returned from, count fingers, to 20/25. So those are the kinds of experiences that we have sometimes in the VA. We're able to see tremendous improvements. Sometimes we developed a blind rehab program which helped with low vision patients. And the Dakota Wesleyan is what helped us start all that. With the sacrifice and service and the education and the dedication of our staff and the dedication of our presidents, of our colleges, professors, this truly is the great start of something wonderful. And thank you very much for this very surprising honor. Thank you so much. And I do know that this is an honor that I'll always remember. But you can do all these things and follow your dream. And when you learn, study, and understand and follow what you love to do, this can happen. And I'm so grateful that this experience of Wesleyan changed my life. Thank you very much for this award.
From the Ron and Sheila Gates College of Business, Education, and Social Science, we recognize Dave and Danelle Quiet Backlund. Will Dave and Danelle Backlund please join me on the stage? Dave Backlund is a successful business entrepreneur, and Danelle Backlund has retired from a notable education career. Dave and Danelle are both 1970 graduates of Dakota Wesleyan University, kind of, right, Dave? You graduated. You just took that 5th year? Is that what you did? Little extra time. That's what you said.
There was a lot of us in that era did.
I understand.
And some of them are here.
Okay. Dave earned a bachelor's degree in physical education and is a member of the DWU Athletic Hall of Fame for his support of the DWU wrestling program. Danelle received her bachelor's degree in English before going on to earn a master's degree in secondary education with an emphasis in guidance and counseling from the South Dakota State University in 1976. Dave and Danelle are both former members of the DWU Board of Trustees. Established business entrepreneurs, Dave is the D of D&E Vending and Music in Mitchell, as well as part owner of the Rooster Roost Ranch, a commercial pheasant hunting operation south of Mitchell. Additionally, Dave and Danelle developed and managed the family-owned Wild Oak Golf Course, and in 2003, added a 100-plus housing development around the 18-hole course. The Backlunds remain active members of the community and have volunteered their time and efforts to organizations such as Pheasants Forever County Chapter. Dave has been a charter member since 1985, and Danelle has served as secretary since 2012 and banquet decorator since 2004. They are both members of the Mitchell Area Chamber of Commerce, Mitchell Gourmet Club, and New Home Lutheran Church. Dave is very active in the Mitchell Food Pantry and served on the Mitchell Area Development Board. He is the past president of the South Dakota Vendors Association. Danelle is involved in numerous social and philanthropic organizations, including Fortnightly, PEO, Beta Sigma Phi, Mitchell Area Garden Club, and Lake Mitchell Boat Women. I like that one. That sounds like it. She serves as president of Honored Women Educators of South Dakota. Please join with me in congratulating Dave and Danelle.
I said to Dave, are we going to prepare something to say? We'll just wing it. But I know he did write down some notes because he brought up his program. A couple things. First of all, Dave and I met at Dakota Wesleyan during our sophomore year. It was a rec dance over at the campus center, over in the old college hall, I guess it was. What was it called? Yeah. Anyway, that's where we met. And a romance developed from that over the years, I guess. We've been married 51 and a half years, so it's been a while. Howard and Karen Granager share the same wedding anniversary that we do, as do Bob and Mary Carlson, and my old high school boyfriend and my good high school friend, too. So anyway, enough about that. I'm rambling. We would like to introduce our special guests. First of all, Dave's brother, Dan, and his wife, Tama. If you guys would stand, please. Our very good friends, Dave and Vicki Tropple. Our son, Doug. And if you heard a little baby crying, that was our youngest of 4 grandchildren, Nora, and she just kind of ran out of gas. So she and her mom went home. The other thing that I would like to do, there are so many of the people here tonight that we graduated or went to Wesleyan with. And I'd like all of you to stand, please. We had a great time, didn't we? But please stand, all of you that were here at Wesleyan when we were here. Yay! And it's through the support of a lot of these people that Dave and I have done what we have done for the college, because it is a very special place for us.
And I can just say ditto to what Danelle just said. But one thing that I want to make mention of is in this new building, as you notice, it's in honor of women in business. You can guess how many votes I had on that deal. So anyway, what I'd really like to say to all of you is, or most of you, I went to college with, and as I look out over the crowd, there's probably 50% or 75% of the people here that I actually know. So that really warms my heart in seeing that. And I guess in that I will say thank you, and thank you for all of you people that came from Texas and Pennsylvania and Pierre, and where I know I'm going to miss somebody, so I'm just going to shut up. But thank you all.
And thanks, Wesleyan. Oh, wait, we gotta go up there.
It's been a great evening. Thank you, all of you. If we've learned nothing else from the recent pandemic, we have learned the importance of human connection. As human beings, we desire and often require interaction and contact with other humans for our very existence. We have a deep need for being known and for knowing in return. To know that someone cares and that there is someone for us to care about. During coronation ceremony this past week, each homecoming royalty candidate was asked to speak to what Dakota Wesleyan has come to mean to them during this time here. Candidate after candidate talked about their experience in building lifelong connections and the appreciation of the family atmosphere. Students, faculty, and staff have developed strong bonds that have taught them to care for each other, how to be loyal to one another, how to bleed blue. They understand what it means to both love and sacrifice for family. Your investments of your talents and resources in Dakota Wesleyan is another human connection. You are telling students that they matter. Their education is important enough to you that you are willing to share your hard-gained resources to promote their success. You are saying to our faculty and staff that they matter. You are encouraging them to share their knowledge and expertise towards shaping the next generation of contributing citizens. You are saying to our community and region that Dakota Wesleyan University does important work in the support of local, state, and region economic engine and well-being. We are called to be the hands, feet, mouthpiece, and touch of Christ, to leave this place better than how we found it. We recognize that everyone has different gifts, and in sharing those gifts, we collectively affect change. Your example helps to form the minds and values of students. It creates an atmosphere that says service to our peers and families matter. Your investment is helping our students, our staff and faculty fulfill the need for being known and knowing in return. You are critical to our very existence and mission, and we are so grateful for your trust in us to be good stewards of your investments. You bleed blue and share the very essence of DWU with all those you come in contact with each and every day. Friends, let us pray that in the year ahead, that God will help us to have the courage to awaken to greater truth, greater humility, and greater care for one another. We know that we are part of the kingdom of God and that we are the community of intentionality. We encourage one another and, when necessary, help each other out of the difficult places. In other words, we connect. Tonight, I offer gratitude for your generous spirit, your demonstration of the values of Dakota Wesleyan's learning, leadership, faith, and service, and your commitment to our students, faculty, and staff. May each of you see this university as a place of human connection. May we together feel the need for the others to be known and knowing someone in return. It wouldn't be a Dakota Wesleyan event if we didn't end the night with the Scotchman. And wonderful tonight that we actually have two alum that have agreed to lead it. So I invite Jim Gritzner and Jim McQuiston to the stage for a return of the Highlanders and the Scotchmen. We ask you to please stand.
Sing loud, Jake.
Right.
Show me the Scotchman who doesn't love the thistle. Show me the Englishman who doesn't love the rose. Show me the true-hearted son of old Wesleyan who doesn't love the spot where the tumbleweed grows.
Thank you all for attending tonight and have a safe travel home.